Ghana man penny His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo enkofo bebre na ekase se man penny efisu say the president of Ghana mo be fini ye pa esa nse wabeye nyama bebre e de ama Ghana, but unfortunately no yentimi emfa ne emba bio because of our constitution. But yes, try the Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is say omofe Ghana for say omofe say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and Addo mumi no ayejuma abom enti definitely there will be some transfer from Addo to Bawumia, but unfortunately people wish say Addo continue to be our president because he has really helped us. Now my opinion Addo ekopie mu ewo interview bi ase sa interview no for France 24 sa like friend no che se call no as a media personality enye Ghana hanim say ena ewo na kwabofo enom gu ho na omuko bisa Ghana man penyi bisa na 1 or 2 questions bisa ne say oh wa be Ghana man penyi eni de kaka ho na omu say sisi na enche over be free. So as the president of Ghana, unyaya was a constitution man say you have only 2 terms to serve as the president of Ghana. Unyaya obese sano so that you stay in office for a while. And I say ubetimi atena office bi na man penny shockingly said yes. Ebusia for yenkutie interview. The culture
to me is incontestable.
Right. In your country, obviously this is your last weeks as president. You've decided not to change the constitution to be able to run again. It never crossed your mind?
Never. That was never part. That's not been part of it. I was one of those who fought for the constitution of Ghana as it is. It's one of those.
But sometimes in power you say,
No, I'm not one of those leaders. I believe that once the ground rules have been made, it is important for the stability of the country that people who are in office respect the ground rules. It encourages others also to do so. The stability in Ghana today has a lot to do with the fact that we have been going through these regular popular consultations. They've been accepted by the people. They've been accepted by the political class. It's proved to be a stabilizing feature of our politics.
The opposition is worried about the fairness of the election. They're saying the way voter registration is going is not fair. They want an audit.
Yo ebusia for nti utie mampenyi ne answer mampenyi kai or say in your country I see these are your last weeks as president. You've decided not to change the constitution to be able to run again. It's never crossed your mind, Akufo-Addo. And once that has never been part of it. I was one of those who fought for the constitution of Ghana as it is. In terms of former penny, ne answer on my no onyaya and kobet ni munanso constitution no constitution ebi emba na adwum po say your mesesa constitution no and ombe constitution no bibi say na be ya ebetimi ama president a obeba no watena anaso bi obeba be president we nya akwanya no to serve more than 2 terms ewo omega level enti so onu ni onya ya be president, but he still respects the ground rules of the country. That was nice, and I say good to hear from the president. People are also saying that almost sano say sometimes no nipa neba 4 years, but 4 years no nipa need to me find 4 years be do pay ansana 4 years be do no ebi obeba na afi no di 2 years per ministers na ka 2 years no then no dey so man to aba mfama ni bi ma ene na enwano no enti nsema won kan nyina ni say nyanka they should extend it enko enim kakra say na be ya obetimi di na office a che na nkofo ka say bibia e wo ni nsinso so obone odo ye ka say ye extend it but say obiba na ombo no nwere so obet na office to the number of years e be hardwe enti say 4 years no ye maintaining this I hope and nipa no ye ni interview ni say bisa na say opposition hard drains voter register no then and also for yenkutie answer mabini.
They don't trust you.
It's not me. I'm not responsible.
The Electoral Commission.
I'm not responsible for the electoral process. That's the Electoral Commission. They had an opportunity the other day. The Electoral Commission chose to broadcast publicly its deliberations on these issues. And I think the whole country came to realize that, in fact, there was very little substance in the claims that the opposition was making. And they have now gone ahead to say that they will abide by the program that the Electoral Commission has laid out. I think that means implicitly that the demands that they were making have been shelved. And they have to be shelved because there's no substance to it.
Right. Are you concerned about protest movements? We've seen a lot of protests. Some activists were arrested, put in jail. The opposition is saying you're trying to stifle dissent.
I'm not responsible for jailing people in Ghana. The courts in Ghana are independent institutions, and they have been all through this period of the Fourth Republic. People misconduct themselves and they're brought before court. It's for the court to deal with them. That's not a matter.
It has nothing to do about politics.
It has nothing to do with the executive and their behaviors.
Into tie mampenyi ewa ha obi beka say mampenyi we dey wan ka say but ono ane sem no dey aka it is said okay according to interview Addo bisa na sem no bisa na say na mampenyi uhwe ye hwe okrom sisi a protest bebre akoso ya cheche nkrofo atum mampenyi say I'm not responsible for jailing people police no ene responsible ukoye protest na akoko misconduct on ya chewa emano Addo bedi ye part although he's not responsible. People are saying the president is not remorseful for the jailing and so people are also saying that he's not remorseful at all because Osha answer on my and say or no and fan or Monday was say it has nothing to do with politics. Meanwhile, these people were demonstrating on grounds of politics, and I say, oh, because of we are not talking as a politician, but you are rather talking as the president of Ghana. Into those issues, you should be more concerned about it. Mampenyi is talking as a president of Ghana, not as a politician. So what I say, I'm not affiliated to any political party. But well, that was the answer the president gave to them. Protesters no more here. It's
what lands them in problem with the police and with the courts. It's not the protests. How can the president, who himself, his political career was aided by leading protests, have problems with protests? I don't have problems with protests, and nothing is done in Ghana to prevent people from airing their views on anything.
One piece of good news for your vice president who's running is the agreement with your creditors. Ghana was in a very, very difficult situation. Right. 2 years ago, it defaulted on its debt repayments. Now there's just
It didn't default, it's suspended them.
It's suspended them.
It didn't default.
Right.
It's an important distinction.
Right, but you had some good news because there's an agreement with now nearly all your creditors.
Right.
How much of a sign is it for Ghana? Is it just a respite, or is it really a game changer for Ghana?
I think it's an important development because, first of all, it is a sign of the confidence that your creditors have in your economy. The 98.6% of those holding the commercial debt of Ghana have agreed on the reworking of the debt. That's what essentially the restructuring is about. They're going to, as from next week, exchange their bonds for new bonds which have a different maturity.
Interested, it will go on and on and on and on, but that is what I wanted you all to hear from the interview. Mampenyi Egante here. Aha, Ghanatube, so they and I work and share the president of Ghana on the answers. Was he intelligent with his answers? And I say he didn't deliver well to your liking. For our comments, it will come in. I'm making Ghanatube, so me, Model for Snowy and Sunny, Elsia for a crown.